All right, I think we're up and running. Happy Friday. I'll give it a second to kind of boot up, to make sure everything's working. All right, I think we're good to go. Let's pull up on this side. Happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Um, Looking forward to the holidays and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. Just give me 1 second to tweet this link out. All right. All right, here we go. So, if you guys aren't aware, my name is Sriracha DFS. First time hosting one of these DCTV kind of like segments. You guys will see me every Friday at this time, with the exception of next week because of the holidays. But kind of what I do is I cover NBA, NFL, college sports, hockey now, esports as well. But my main segment on Fridays will be NBA for the meantime. Kind of what I do is cover the slate, go over some injury reports, you know, all the good stuff. And then at the very end, I kind of just take questions, or we can take questions as we go. But yeah, if you guys want to sign up for my Discord, I just lowered all the prices. Um, and yeah, you can use code. There's a promo code at the bottom, so you guys can also sign up for 40% off of my slash prices as well. So happy holidays, and then let's get into the slate. As always, if you guys have questions, fire it off. If not, I'll just go over things one by one, and we can just chug along. All right, so starting off with the injury report. This is something I do on my normal streams. Kind of just cover who's in, who's out, and then go over some players that might have an advantage if X player plays or doesn't play. And yeah, we'll go from there. So, starting off with Brooklyn and Philadelphia, we got an interesting one here. Philadelphia is 2-12, a team I did not expect to see at the very, very bottom of the rankings. This, a quarter way into this, or I guess a tenth of the way into the season, or so. Um, but I mean, honestly, they just look all over the place. The fact that rookie Jared McCain is the most consistent player, I don't know what that tells you, but this team just needs a lot of work. Um, on the flip side, the Brooklyn Nets, they're looking a lot more healthy as of late. The only two guys that have really been on the injury report consistently have been Bogdanovich and De'Aaron Sharp. But the rest of these guys finally, the rotation is looking a little bit more solidified. You have, a pretty good core of players that are playing 30 plus minutes a night, which makes it a little bit harder to project, um, who's going to go off. But I definitely like some plays from this game, and we'll cover that later. But so far, for right now, with Paul George out, Kyle Lowry out, biggest bumps to me will be Jared McCain. I really like him. Unfortunately, his lines won't go up until we get Embiid news. But for now, we'll just project this as a game we'll look at later. Moving on, Boston and Washington. This game is going to be a blowout. They're playing in Washington, which will help a little bit in terms of, hey, will this game stay close enough? Um, but hey, I mean, Boston's going to blow them out regardless, whether that was in Boston or in Washington. So uh, take it light with this game. It is a cup game, so we might see them play a little bit longer in terms of their starters, just because we do want to see that point differential. But this early on into the season, I don't know if they're going to force the issue. We might see a couple extra minutes in that fourth quarter, but don't expect anything too crazy. So tread lightly here. Almost a guaranteed blowout unless Washington shoots the ball really well tonight. Next, we have the Warriors and the Pelicans. Another game where it should be a blowout. Only thing that's kind of encouraging here is that Pelicans do get Brandon Ingram back tonight. They are playing at home. Warriors have been playing really, really good basketball, though. I mean, phenomenal basketball. They are on the road again, but it should be a blowout here. I do like the Warriors side. They should get it done in about 3 quarters. Maybe a couple starters get the early fourth quarter minutes. But I really like Draymond tonight. I think, even in 25 minutes, he could definitely put up close to triple-double numbers. Um, LG, you said you tried the promo code. It's not working. Try doing all caps. I activated it, so should be good to go. Atlanta, Chicago. This is a really good game. I think a lot of value to be had here. A 247 total, which I think is the highest on the slate tonight by a good margin. Yeah. Great game here. We know Patrick Williams will definitely open up the floor for Zach LaVine to get a little bit extra run. Kobe White, Josh Giddey, Torrey Craig will obviously get the bump in minutes, but I really like this game on the Chicago side. And then on the flip side, Atlanta, Clint Capella looking really good. Um, you know, as of late, been playing a little bit better compared to early on in the season. He was kind of having off games, but picking up the consistency a little bit. The biggest worry here really is his minutes, but against Vucevic, he matches up pretty well. So I definitely like Clint Capella today. He's gone over his PRA versus Vucevic, like I think 12 times in a row. But again, major concern is the minutes. But other than that, I mean, the matchup looks great. Chicago's been getting killed inside. Portland and Houston. This game I think will be a definite blowout as well. I really like Jeremy Grant under points and assists tonight. Um, and that's someone that I feel like I just have to find an under pair because with cup games it's kind of hard with starters playing a little bit extra minutes, but I really like Grant under points and assists tonight. Houston's been really solid versus forwards. Grant's just been an inefficient player this season. Wouldn't be surprised to see him traded later on in the season, but yeah, love his under tonight. With that being said, Houston hard to attack this team. You know, they kind of have a carousel of who goes off every night. Some nights it's Fred VanVleet. You know, some nights it's Jalen Green. And then some nights you'll see Şengün have like a 30-point game, which we saw last game. So really hard to predict. Indiana and Milwaukee. We got a good one here. Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton has just been so inconsistent this season. You know, yes, he's killed versus Milwaukee in the past, but I just really can't look at Tyrese the same this season. You know, he's been struggling, you know, facilitating the ball, scoring the ball. I don't know. I can't see myself playing Tyrese until I see some consistency, but the matchup is great. I can't complain. Giddy, Giddy's fine. It's just he's not going to be closing fourth quarters. Coach literally called him out for his defense and the fact that he can't trust him to close games. So if you're playing Giddy, you're hoping he gets it done in like under 30 minutes or so now. Even with Patrick Williams out, they're not going to have him in to close the game anymore. Um, you know, but great matchup, fast pace. I really don't mind it. Just realize that you're not going to be seeing that crunch time. Even if he's having a great game, they just don't have him in to close the game. Um, so kind of tough. On the Milwaukee side, I'm getting back to our main focus. They've been a little banged up this season. Giannis is expected to play now. Lillard was out for a few games due to concussion. Middleton's still out. He's cleared to play, but I guess he's just not confident to play yet. You love Giddy's minutes. I mean, he's only played one game over 30 minutes, I believe. Or I guess two. This is with Patrick Williams out. They already said they don't trust him to close games. He hasn't closed a fourth quarter in quite some time. So, I mean, good luck. He could definitely, again, last time 25 minutes only. He did hit his lines, but it's just a risk to me. But again, I don't really mind it. It's a risk. Um, Dallas and Denver. This one's interesting too. No Luka. Kyrie sees the biggest bump, you know, obviously with Luka out. His lines are pretty adjusted. Denver's been really bad defensively this season, especially versus point guards. So I do like this matchup for Kyrie. We'll go over some of the props for him. Expect this one to be a good game. Should be a good one regardless if Jokic plays or not. Jokic recently had his baby born. So I don't know when he's expected to come back. He didn't practice yesterday. Not like he needs practice, but yeah, I don't really know his status. Usually it's a little easier when we see like players practice or don't practice, and it's a good indicator. But with Jokic, like it's hard to say. Lastly, with the Kings and the Clippers, should be a great one. No Norman Powell. We saw Harden take a little bit more usage last game. You know, he had a lot of free throws last game, which was kind of contrary to what we've seen a little bit before with Powell playing. So obviously the aggression is up with Harden. So look for him to be aggressive and try to contain I guess the starters with he has Dunn, Coffee, and Jones, which are not really high usage players. So he's gonna have to soak up a lot of that aggressiveness. Ravi, what's up, man? All right, so with that, all covered, major injuries out of the way. Now we can look at some prize pick stuff. And if you guys are on other sites, I will try my best to accommodate for that. But our main focus will be on prize picks. I'll also drop some like sportsbook, straight lines and stuff like that as well. So if you guys have questions, now it's time to fire away. If not, let's get going. Let me actually paste this. All right, here we go. They're saying Fliff is scamming. You know anything about that book? Fliff is interesting. I've rarely used it, maybe like once or twice. I don't really know much about it. I know there's like a difference with coins and money and stuff like that, but yeah, I don't know how it works. Okay, so let's go over some plays. What's up, Justin? Let's go over some plays and see what we like today. So right off the bat, Boston, again, their lines are pretty, fair. I like Jaylen Brown, but the blowout risk is definitely there. If you think he can get it done in about 3-ish quarters, I would definitely say the points look pretty solid. Sabonis, I do like Sabonis tonight. The Clippers have been getting killed inside. Another site I think you guys should use. I can pull it up for you guys here. This is a really good site. It shows exactly which teams are, lacking in certain areas. Oh, and Jeremy Grant is now questionable, which is unfortunate because I really wanted to play as under. But a late questionable tag usually means they're not playing today. Justin, feeling good, brother. Appreciate it. So the Clippers, let's see here. They've been giving up a good amount of points to centers and a lot of assists to centers as well. That is the most, actually. So that's why I personally took Sabonis this morning over assists. Pool fantasy. Pool, tough matchup here. I mean, it is Boston, but the minutes they should be playing is, going to be fairly high. Again, even in a blowout, they should play to the third, beginning of the fourth quarter. So I don't like it, but if you like it, go ahead and run it. Hawks or Bulls money line? Tough to say. Chicago is at home. They've been a little bit better at home. Atlanta's been playing fairly well, but I think it's really a toss-up. I mean, the money line, what is it, like -110 both ways? Yeah. I would give the edge to Atlanta here, but very, very tough. Do I like Şengün, 4.5 assists? Portland has been giving up a lot of assists to centers. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. Okay, but back to the main focus. Another guy I like tonight is Pritchard. He usually does really well in these types of settings where potential blowout, fast-paced game. He could be playing that fourth quarter run as well, whereas the other starters might not see that first 6 minutes of the fourth. Pritchard will. So I like Pritchard tonight. I like his points. If you wanted to dabble with like his points and assists, I wouldn't mind that as well. At 16.5. Moving on to the next game. This one might be a good matchup for Cam Thomas. Without Paul George, this game should be a little bit easier in terms of defensive matchups. He should be getting, I believe, Caleb Martin on defense. I think Caleb Martin would chase him around today, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Kelly Oubre. But other than that, yeah, Cam Thomas, good matchup. Embiid did not show up to shoot around today, and that's the reason why we aren't seeing any other Philadelphia props. But if he gets ruled in or out, I love Jared McCain tonight. Super consistent player. I took him at 23.5 points and assists last night, so could be great value. Another guy that's been really solid, Cam Johnson. Been playing the super well, shooting efficiently from the three and from the field. So another guy you could take a look at. For the Pellies and Warriors game, Steph Curry at 23.5 points is insanely low to me in my eyes. But the Warriors this season, they don't need Steph to drop like 25 to 30 to win. Um, so I don't know. I love Steph. Line looks so juicy, but I have to probably take that and look at it a little bit more later on today. Cam Johnson's RA, and appreciate that, man. Cam Johnson RA 6.5 against Philadelphia. Let's see here. Philadelphia actually can't really use this because they've been shifting in and out so much in terms of their starters. Um, but we could just get a general gauge. I don't mind it. We can check his potentials as well. But we'll do that a little bit later in the stream. Let's do that. But yeah, so I like Curry. I like the Warriors tonight. I also love Draymond Green. 8.5 points. But personally, I took the PRA at 21.5. I mean, yes, it's an all five, last five green, but Draymond's usage, lately has been insane in terms of potential assists, potential rebounds. The Pelicans play fast. I think this is a perfect spot. I would even take his assists at 6, which I did as well. Rebounds and assists as well at 12.5. Line seems eerily low. I think they're projecting a blowout here. It makes sense, but I think he can get it done for us in about 3 quarters. Pelican side, only guy would really play is Ingram, but tough matchup tonight. You will see Wiggins. We'll see likely some Draymond as well. Trey Young free throws made at 5. I will check that out once I get to the game, which is right now. Let's do that first then. Trey hasn't been really looking to score lately. Let's see, 3, 5, 8, 4, and then we can check. All right, 1 second. I know this is the wrong game. Just let me pull up. Okay, I guess he didn't even play. Trey Young versus Chicago last time had 0 free throws. Kind of tough. Not that it matters too much, but I do like to look at, especially if it was like a couple games ago, I do like to see some sort of aggressiveness, at least a couple trips to the free throw line. Defensive matchup won't really change either, so that's my read on it. But I don't know. What was your reasoning for it? Like, what did you like about it? Maybe I can reevaluate. But yeah, other than that, I like Dyson Daniels here. I like Clint Capella. Dyson, I think last game he did hook me by 1. He missed a wide open 3 to cash me at the very end of the game. You are going to be seeing the minutes decrease slightly now with everybody healthy. He's not going to be seeing that 36 to 38 minute mark, like I said before. There's just not enough bodies. Or there's too many bodies now, so everybody is going to be seeing a fair share of minutes. Before, when they were missing Bogdanovich and Hunter at times, he was seeing 36 plus minutes. I expect him to hover around 32 to 34 now, so just keep that in mind when you do play Dyson Daniels. But I still like him. Jalen Johnson, phenomenal spot for him. They could play small ball. Chicago gets killed inside. Very, very sneaky play today, and wouldn't mind him. Show that lineup. Which lineup? Kobe White, another guy, very sleeper play. Almost a 250 total tonight. So a lot of these guys' points totals look a little low. If they expect this game to score up to 250, you're gonna be seeing some crazy high scoring numbers from the main catalysts like Jalen Johnson, Trey, etc. Levine, another great look here. Levine's been playing really, really well ever since coming back from his injury. I personally like his points and assists. In good matchups, Levine definitely excels. Had a couple tough ones versus Houston and Cleveland where he had a couple down games, but Levine's been shooting the ball at a pretty high clip as of late. So, I definitely think this is a spot where he can have another good game. Only had 18 and 7 versus them last time. Went 7 for 12, so good shooting game. Just I don't know, the aggressiveness just wasn't there. Shooting more, so you can definitely see a couple more shots go up tonight, push him over the 20, 22, 23 point mark tonight. So wouldn't mind him. Uh, Vooch points and rebounds. I like that one. Chicago and Atlanta again, 250 total. There's gonna be a lot of points scored. Lillard rebounds and assists. I get to that one. Capella rebounds and assists. Yep, I like that. I like his PRA, and I like his points and rebounds. Poole and Tatum combo 3.5. I don't mind it. Not something I'm going to be taking today though. Yep, Trey had 16 assists. Okay, Milwaukee and Indiana. Couple plays I like from this one was actually, yes, I did like Lillard rebounds and assists at 11. I think it's a really solid and fair number for him. One thing I want to check is, has Indiana been giving up assists? Don't believe so. They have not. So another thing we can do is we can check to see guards versus Pacers. You always want to double check because sometimes these numbers might be skewed a little bit. So you have 6 from Fred, 5 from Jalen, 5 from RJ, 4 from Davion. Miami guys, not many assists. Let's see. How do I feel about Embiid points? Embiid might not even play today, so I don't know. But I like it. I mean, I called last stream on my other stream saying that Embiid could literally go in Memphis and drop 30-something points tonight and make a statement, but that's what he did. Today, the fact he didn't show up to shoot around is kind of concerning. Yeah, getting back to the Damian Lillard assist prop. Overall, the numbers are a little skewed. They've been playing a couple of weaker point guards, so that's probably why the number is a little low. Like Rozier hasn't been doing much this season, so that's kind of skewed. Anthony Black had 6, Brunson had 10, LaMelo had 6, Black had 6 again, Luka 15. So overall, I would say this, the Pacers giving up few assists is a little skewed. So I do like Lillard still. Must need win. Didn't hear that though. You mean must win for them? I mean, it's early on in the season. They are 2-12. Like, I think every win is kind of important at this point. But yeah. Rebound and assist shooter. Shooter's not bad. Last game there was no Cam Thomas, so that's why that number was pretty high. I'll revisit this a little bit later though. All right. Somebody asked about Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez is fine. Pacers have been playing weird defense this season versus centers. Let's see. Previously doing okay versus Miles Turner, but weird defense by the Pacers this season. Previously, they were stepping up a lot on 3-point shooters, and that was resulting in like fewer threes. This season, they're kind of doing the same, but they're also sagging off at times because their backup 5 is basically non-existent. So, yeah, I wouldn't mind Brook today. It was actually Franz Wagner, not Mo. But I was pretty heartbroken last night. I don't know how they lost, to be quite frank. Do I think Jokic is playing tonight? I don't think he will, just because he hasn't really shown up to any team activities. He did just have a baby, so it's not he's not like out of town or anything. So I do think there's a chance he could, but the fact that he hasn't shown up to any team activities kind of is an indicator. But again, at the same time, Jokic could literally wake up and drop a triple double without, even stretching. So, I don't know. I don't really have a good answer for you there. On the Dallas side, again, no Luka Doncic. Kyrie Irving sees a huge usage increase, over a 9% increase with Luka off the floor. What does this mean? This means that Kyrie's going to be having the ball in his hands to shoot, score, pass. I think the line for him is pretty fair, 26.5 points. I was looking at his RA, and we can look at him a little bit closely later. And the last game of the night, good one here. A couple injuries on both sides. Malik Monk out. I like De'Aaron Fox. Obviously a couple of these lines are absurd. The fact that he dropped like 109 points in 2 games, absolutely crazy. Keep in mind, the second game, no Sabonis. The first game, I believe DeRozan left at halftime. Or is that the wrong game? Let me see. Oh, DeRozan didn't play against Minnesota. He left halftime against Phoenix. So Fox tonight, 26 points. I think it's fair. I do want to see how he did last time they played. He had 31, which is pretty encouraging. 12 of 20 from the field. On top of that, I mean, they're losing Norman Powell. Not the greatest defender, but it does change up the Clippers scheme a little bit. Trae Young assists. Let's see. So yeah, kind of covered every game. Now we'll go over like specific props that I actually was looking at. Trae Young assists. What is that line? 12. Ooh, that is pretty steep for me. I would say I usually play Trae Young like almost every single slate that he's in a good matchup. This may be the first time I don't play Trae Young. That line is a little high for my liking. To say I'm comfortable with it. Yeah, my honest opinion. Tatum boards at 9. I can't complain. I was looking at his assists. Typically in matchups like this, like faster pace, good usage, good potential so far. I'll probably go as assists. But I could play as RA too with the amount of volume he's been getting. I think they've played once this season as well. Early on the season. Yeah. He went over with 11 and 6 too. So definitely would say he's a strong play. Just hope he gets it before the blowout. But yeah, let's go over some plays I was looking at pretty closely this morning. Was looking at, where is it? Kyrie Irving RA. I think the volume's going to be there. Something I want to check is how he did with Luka out against OKC. So if you guys haven't used this site before, it's literally on the NBA.com site. Go to players stats, and you can pull up everything from passing, rebounding, touches, defensive impact. Like, they have every stat you might need here. And it's free, easy to use. Everything's organized, and it's coming straight from the NBA site. So let's see. So Kyrie last game was with Luka, 10 potential. And then without Luka, he had 11 potential assists. So against OKC, tough matchup too. Versus Denver now, who gives up a lot of assists to point guards at over 10 per game. That's where I'm thinking Kyrie could have a nice, solid game tonight. No Luka, good volume, and Denver's already given up a lot of assists in general. So I definitely like it. I was liking Draymond, 12.5 rebounds and assists. Yes, it's a last 5 green. He could play his PRA as well. My take on this is, again, New Orleans plays really fast and sloppy. A lot of shots going up, a lot of rebounds, a lot of transition points. These are the matchups that Draymond kind of, excels in. He really thrives in, fast-paced matchups and games where it could turn into a blowout. I'm hoping he can get 6 assists, 7 boards in about 3 quarters or so. So definitely think he's a solid play. Steph Curry as well. I like his rebounds and assists. A lot of these numbers are low. If the Pelicans can somehow keep it close, I think this is a phenomenal spot for these Warrior props. But you're going to have a huge game from Ingram and some shooters off the bench, because these Warriors, they could be up 25, 30 points by the end of the third. And they probably won't even see the fourth. So that's my take on it. Other props I was looking at. Let's see here. I like Sabonis. I like his assists. Clippers giving up the most assists to centers right now. Sabonis last game had 6 versus the Clippers, but something we can check is, and again, this site is super useful. we can see how many potential assists he had last time when they played. So filter out. Let's see here. One second. All right. So bonus had 14 potential assists, only converted 6. So something when we look at in terms of assists and stuff like that, we want to look at volume, right? If a guy's been converting like 6 out of 6, 6 out of 7, 6 out of 8, it's not the greatest because now we have to rely on his teammates to convert over 75% of the passes that he passes, leading to a shot, right? But when we look at this, 14 potential chances last time, his teammates only converted 6 for him. That's great volume. That means that we have a good shot. As long as his teammates, hit a little bit over 50% of his passes, then 6 assists is a pretty fair line. Definitely like that line tonight. Curry rebounds. Talked about him a little bit already. Again, all the Warrior props look so low. They're anticipating a blowout here. Let's see if they play tomorrow. Oh, they're on a back-to-back as well. So that's why, I think a lot of people are worried, and even the lines makers are dropping their lines low, is because Warriors are playing tomorrow, potential blowout tonight. They could, see a lot of bench players in that fourth quarter, which, these lines seem very achievable if it was a regular game, but, in 3 quarters, is it possible? We'll see. Chris Paul's assists, he doesn't even play today. Yeah, he doesn't even play today. Okay, what else was I looking at? Again, I like the Lillard RA line. Definitely think that's good value there. If you guys wanted a Goblin play, this is probably the best Goblin on the board. Andrew Wiggins, over 0.5 assists. Love that Goblin line today. Yeah, I would even say even as a Demon line at 2.5, it's not that bad of value. If Dub's up 30 tonight, Steph covering. See, that's the thing, though. Steph can have, 15 points, and they could still be up 30. Last game, they were up, I think, 20 points at the end of the third. Steph only had 15 points, and he was missing his RA by, 2. He had, 9 RA and 15 points. And then luckily the Hawks came back in that fourth quarter to cash everybody's taco play that day. Plus, he cashed his RA by 1. So if the Hawks didn't come back, Steph was going to miss his points, his RA, his fantasy, everything that day. So it's hard to say. This Warriors team is completely different. Şengün RA, I don't mind it. I would prefer his RA over anything with his points just because Portland has been pretty good at stopping bigs. So if you want to play Şengün, I probably won't today, but I would say the RA is the one to play. I might do an NBA builder. Still looking for some other props. What else? The Sunmu, another sleeper here. Without Patrick Williams, obviously the last 2 games haven't been looking too good. But overall this season, he's only missed his RA line, I believe, only a handful of times. Let's see his last time versus Atlanta. Only had 6 last time. So let's see if he had good potentials. Okay. 8 potential last time versus Atlanta. That's not that bad. And then let's see. Last game. 9 potential. Yeah, it just seems like his players are selling his assists lately, but I would not mind Sunmu's RA tonight. Obviously, better plays on the board, but that could be a play that you can consider. Same with Levine, 9 RA, not a bad play at all. Let's see what else we got. I definitely liked James Harden tonight as well. I don't know what prop I'm going to play Harden for. Currently, the fact that he's being a little more aggressive, I know a lot of people liked his unders today. For good reason. I mean, it makes sense. Will I play it? Probably not. Um, but I know seen a lot of people on his under today. IO points, don't mind it. I do prefer Levine though, definitely. Let's see. Pete Fox. Fox is a good one tonight as well. Talked about him a little bit before already. 26 points, good history versus the Clippers. Potentially, you can run the combo with Harden tonight. I'll probably stick to just Fox's points alone. Um, yeah, with DeRozan back, with Sabonis back, I think I'll probably stick to his points. But you could play his PA as a good alternative. Dyson Daniels already cooked. I wouldn't say Dyson is cooked. I don't know what did it open up at, like 8, I would assume. The only issue here is, again, he's not seeing that full allotment of minutes, but he could definitely get it done in 32. I'm gonna add Capella to this. Here's how we're looking so far. So we need 2 more for the stream slip, and then we can go over some questions. What else? What else? Grant's still on the board. So if you guys wanted to take that under, he's already feeling sick. So if he plays, this might be a... I'm surprised they kept it up. Yeah, the points that just got bumped down. I would still probably play his points under today. Again, he's questionable with an illness. The worst thing that can happen is he ends up not playing today and you get the DNP. But again, he's playing ill in a really tough matchup. I would definitely say that under is probably my favorite one on the board. Ben Simmons at 5 assists. Oof, that's a new prop that just dropped. Simmons at 5 assists. Damn. He is on a minutes limit though. So that's the big like downside to playing Simmons. He won't play more than 25, 26 minutes. But in 25, 26 minutes, he's only missed twice this season, which makes his play incredibly intriguing. Yes, Claxton back, but that actually helps his assists. Damn, that's actually super intriguing. I may have to bite on that one. I do like Tatum. I think if you do play Tatum as well, I'm sticking to the RA. You could play his first half as well if you like that. Damn, Simmons at 5 assists. I think I'm going to bite. And maybe we finish it off with Lillard, RA. This is another sleeper too, Derrick Jones. I don't know if I talked about him yet. But no Norman Powell for the first game. He had 7 RA. Against the Kings last time, had 4 RA as well. Rebounds and assists for Ben. What is it at? 11. Ooh. Damn. Why is that line so low? Playing his former team too. In Philadelphia. Let me see here. Last season had 14 in 14 minutes. Damn. That is a very intriguing one. I may have to take the bait and play his RA today. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, we'll do RA. Actually, no. I'm going to play his assist. Because with Claxton back, I'm going to just take the assist. Okay, we need one more prop. Do they have a back-to-back? Even if they do, he'll just not play tomorrow since he's not on the injury report today. So, not worried. He's only going to play 25 minutes regardless. And they are not playing tomorrow, so. All right. And we need one more prop. If you guys have any suggestions. I definitely like the Tatum one. I do think it carries some risk. Like, here's how I kind of group it today. I have Tatum, Curry in the same type of, like, ranking. Guys that are in great matchups, have been hitting their lines consistently, great volume. But the worry there is the blowout, right? Same type of scenario for both players. kind of tough. What else could we play? I need one more prop. What else are we looking at? Who else did I play? Here are the guys that I played so far. I'm thinking about maybe playing Levine for the last spot. His RA doesn't look too bad. At 9, let's see his potentials then. Last game, Levine at 12 potential. Wow. Very solid. And then 7 potential the game before versus Detroit. All right. And then let's see his rebounding. Rebounding. 8 potential last game. 10 potential the game before that. That's actually not that bad. And then the last thing we'll look at is how he did versus Chicago. Oh, man. Not Chicago. Sorry. Against Atlanta. My bad. Levine, 9 potential versus Atlanta. Only 2 converted, which is pretty good. And we'll check his... He had 14 potential. Damn, Levine RA might be the last piece to this puzzle. Giannis rebounds. Against Indiana, don't mind it. 12.5. I wish it was even at 12. But yeah, I would say I lean the over. This might be our final slip right here. Love the Levine with the volume he's been getting. I can't ignore it. On top of that, 14 potential assists versus Atlanta, 9 potential rebounds. That's 23 potential RA from Levine. You only need him to convert 9. You're missing Patrick Williams now, which opens up the floor for a couple extra rebounds. So I like this play. I mean, 250 total. Can't go wrong. Simmons, you could play the RA if you don't like the assists. I'm going to stick to the assists just because with Claxton back, that's the way I kind of read it. But again, RA is not bad. Capella, you could play the RA instead of the points and rebounds. I probably will mix and match this a little bit. Sabonis at 6 assists. Clippers are giving up the most assists to centers. So, I think that's just a system play right there. 14 potentials versus Clippers last time. So, like that spot. Draymond, 12.5 RA. If you think this one is too risky, then I think this is where you can change it up. Again, Pelicans should be a blowout game. Draymond can get this done in 3 quarters. But if you don't like it, definitely sub it out. And then Kyrie, 11 RA. Denver giving up 4th most assists to point guards. I personally think this is a great play without Luka. But if you think it's too risky as well, then I'd say like the top 2 you could definitely interchange and take out. But yeah, that's all I got. These are my favorite 6 for today so far until they add more props. If you guys have other suggestions, let me know. I would definitely love to take a look at some other plays I might have overlooked. But yeah, let's see if there's anything else I missed. Dyson Daniels, again, he could play his PRA. Just note he won't be playing 36 minutes anymore. I could also put Lillard here instead of Levine, like the Lillard RA. I think it's a solid play. Remember, I like Grant unders. Any of the Embiid. Again, Embiid's in a tough spot today. He didn't even show up to shoot around today. So with that being said, whoa, DeRozan discount out of nowhere. That's really weird to have DeRozan as a discount. First came off of a back injury. They know what they're doing for sure. I would probably pair this with Capella, by the way. Top four would be these 4 right here. Yeah. Back to Embiid. If he ends up playing, I wouldn't mind his points over. But it's just really tough. Like this Philly team is just so hard to predict for me this season. They just haven't been looking sharp. Al Horford over 3.5 3-pointers attempted. Let's see. All right. Jalen Johnson field goals attempted. I'll take a look at that. He only had one 3-pointer attempted last time versus Washington. The worrisome thing here is that Washington plays up against centers because they have Alex Sarr, so it's easy to, switch and stuff like that. You said Jalen Johnson. 14.5. Last time went under with Chicago, but this time without Patrick Williams, I definitely think this is a better spot. You're gonna have a smaller Torrey Craig on you. Wouldn't mind this play. Tatum over 2.5 threes made. If you have that at 2.5, then I would say yeah, go for it. I think you're playing it as a goblin, right? If you guys have any other questions, go ahead and fire away. If not, this is probably my top 6 today. I'll be posting it in the Discord as well. Şengün assists. I talked about it as well. Portland gave up a lot of assists to bigs. I definitely prefer I definitely prefer his assists and rebounds versus his points today. Portland's been really good at shutting down bigs. Yep. Any early NFL reads? All right, we can take a look at NFL. Weird game yesterday. It was snowing. Everybody was on the Steelers. Like over 95% of the bet tickets were on the Steelers. And it just felt like such a trap game with Cleveland coming out there with a 7-point lead at halftime. Crazy trap game. Discount because Kendrick dropped an album. I see. I did not go over Giannis rebounds. Just a tough line. 12.5 is just a spot where I don't feel comfortable taking it. Divisional dog at home on primetime. Who would have guessed? I know, right? 95% of the bet tickets were on the Steelers yesterday. Crazy. All right, let's see some games. So we got Chicago and Minnesota. Definitely have Minnesota winning that one. Indiana and Detroit, obviously Lions. Miami, New England. New England at home. I guess the edge goes to Miami, but like, I don't know, New England at home, they play pretty scrappy. Cooper Flag. Why is everybody saying Cooper Flag? Cooper Flag RA, Cooper Flag PRA. Jeez. You college people, huh? Has he lived up to his hype? I haven't watched a lot of college basketball this season, but I mean, so far, I guess he's been going over rebounds and assists. Giannis hates Pacers, take his points. I do remember something about that with them taking his basketball, right? Like he had a career game and they took his basketball. Like Cooper Flag, just based off of that. But back to NFL real quick. Carolina, KC, obviously the Chiefs take that one. Green Bay and the Niners. I think the Niners have a bounce back game here. Rams and Philly, that's gonna be a good one. Oh wait, we have multiple games because we have Thanksgiving as well. Dang, that's a lot of games. Back to back 4-day 4-day difference is gonna be crazy. Damn. That's wild. I think Houston played like 3 games in 10 days or something. They've got to be beat. Mike Evans back this week. Nice to see that. McCaffrey versus Green Bay at 74.5 yards. Not bad. And then the next game against them, Giannis dropped 50. I'm going to check that. No, he only dropped 30. But crazy game still. NFL, it's hard for me to get in the NFL mode and look this early on in the week. Yeah, it's Friday, but I usually don't start looking until Saturday. But, yesterday I looked at Brock Bowers at 6.5 now, probably won't play it. What else? Why are there so many demons on the board? They're ruining the prize picks props now with all these demons and stuff. Go farther back. Was it this one? There's no way that he took the ball after this in 2021. This one? I don't know when they took his ball. When did they take Giannis's ball? Yeah, December 13th. It was this game. Yeah, it was this game. It's career high game. Fox field goals attempted. How's that looking? 19, not a bad number. But again, remember DeRozan is back today. I'd probably just take his points. I feel like if you give Fox 20 shots tonight, he should be scoring at least 26 points. Let's enter this. All right. I know a lot of you guys are talking about Giddy earlier at 6. Definitely not bad. I mean, like I said before, though, the minutes are going to be capped under 30, most likely. Especially in a fast-paced game like this. Like, Giddy could definitely get 6 assists and a half even. But take that risk of not seeing him in the crunch time of the fourth. When you need 1 assist, you need 2 assists. It's like, damn, I wish he was playing right now. Like, that's why I kind of stay away from players like that. I played him last game. I kind of learned my lesson. But yeah. Last season, what? But yeah, that's pretty much all I got today. If you guys missed it, here's the slip. I'll try to zoom in for you. These are my top 6 today. I'll leave you guys on that. If you guys have other questions, go ahead and fire away. This was a great first DCTV session. We'll try to get more people chatting next time. If you guys have, friends you want to invite for the next one, I'll be back. Not next Friday, but the Friday after, most likely. Yeah, if you guys want reasoning for any of these plays, go ahead. If you tune into the stream late, by all means, go ahead and ask away. But yeah, these are my top 6. I will be running another slip though, just for throwing it out there. I will be running Ben Simmons RA and Clint Capella RA instead in a different slip. I will still be streaming on playback. Just on Fridays only at 11 Pacific time, 1 Central time, 2 Eastern. I'll be streaming here on DCTV every Friday. But on the other days, I'll be on my usual playback. Yeah. All right. If you guys have no other questions, that'll probably be it from me today. Good luck. Zach PA, good. Yep, talked about that. I would say, yeah, in another slip, I might just run Zach PA as well, in addition to Ben RA, Clint Capella RA. But the volume for Zach's RA has been great, so definitely prefer that, but always good to take alternatives in other slips. Yes, Lost Love. You mentioned it multiple times. Like I said, every single time you brought it up so far. I don't mind it. It's just a number I'm not comfortable taking him for. Kobe White under PRA. Hard for me to take unders in this matchup. I mean, it's a 250 total, so you can. But Kobe White, very capable of popping off too. I think there might be better unders for games where, 1, could be a potential blowout. 2, the role isn't as significant. And then 3, the game total is a little lower. Because if you look, this is a 247 total, which is the highest I've seen this year. So just keep that in mind. All right, guys, that'll be it for me. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. If not, have a great weekend. Happy holidays. I will not see you guys next week due to the holidays, but yeah, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks from now. Good luck. Have some fun with the family. Be safe. And yes, sir, that'll be it. All right. Later, guys.